Peace and blessings. Happy Friday. How are y'all doing today? I only have a few minutes, so I'm not going to be here long. So today is the day that governs Venus, and Venus is the planet that governs emotions and reciprocity and love. Um, Love with our the activity of love, right? It's I feel like Leo governs romantic love, but Venus governs the activity of love, the feelings, the heart, the things that connect us to others, right? The things that draw us into others. And so today is the day that I ask for donations, or just for whatever. Like, it's like, if the work that I do here has a value for you, if you value it, because Venus governs value and self-esteem and all those kinds of things. If you value it, if it offers you something that gives value in your life, I ask that you would either just say thank you, or what's the value that you exchange, that you get here, or you can give me a donation at my Cash App, which is $Monique Ruffin, or Venmo is @ Monique-Ruffin. And people give $1, people give $3, people give $5, people give $500, people give $1,000, people give whatever they give. It's all, and somebody sent me art, somebody sent me a poem they wrote, people do really lovely things, and I really love it. I love how creative people are. It's really fun, fascinating. So, Venus is in Libra at the 13th degree, and Venus in Libra is at the 13th degree is intelligence. And Venus is, like I said, it's our emotional body, and it's our feelings, it's our senses, and the moon is in Taurus. And so it really is this energy of really being able to, like, we believe that we have 5 senses: eyes, hearing, mouth, nose, taste, touch. But we really are a sensory system. Honestly, everything about us is a sensory system. Like your skin, if you touch it, you can feel something. That's your sense of touch, right? You can feel the wind. You might have a sense of somebody, and then they call you. All of those are our senses, and those are real. They have intelligence. Venus is at the 13th degree of Libra, and that's intelligence. And it's important to know that there is an intelligence in our relationships, the people that we're connected to, that it's not just willy-nilly, that we are connected for reasons. So I'm right in this moment, I'm starting to experience a little nausea. So I'm going to share with you guys what's going on with me, because I might have to jump off. So we're in the Virgo sun, and my father and I share a birthday, and my father died when I was 13 years old. So whenever the sun is in Virgo and my birthday is coming, which is September 12th, I go through this deep thing because of my father, which is really, like, it's beautiful, but it's agonizing too. And for the past few days, I've been in deep prayer around my father and his own personal suffering, and how he suffered around race and not being able to fulfill his dreams and his potential and his power. And I've been just sitting with it, like sitting with what that feels like. What must his emptiness have felt like as a black man in this country, and racism and all? What did it feel like? And I've been just with it. And he was born in San Diego. And so yesterday I decided to take a trip to San Diego just to touch the energy, right? And oddly enough, there's a street named after me in San Diego. It's called Ruffin Road. Like, my father's last name was Ruffin. He was born in San Diego. So I went to Ruffin Road yesterday and just touched it, just was with it, just was like, nothing, just like a little lady walking down the street on Ruffin Road. Took a picture, came home, sat with it, was just with it. Woke up this morning at 2:00 in the morning with deep emptiness inside of me, just a deep, deep emptiness, a deep sorrow. And just went into prayer with my father, and got a call from my brother, who, my father had 2 children when he was 17 and 18, who he had with a woman named Jackie. That are now, they're older than I am. And he was abusive to their mother, the way he was abusive to my mother. And she packed up her children and moved to New York. and he never saw his children again. And he talked about them constantly, but he never knew where they were because their mother had done a good job of taking them away. And when I was 16 and my father died, their mother knew where my father's mother was and called her and said, "Hi, I'm Jackie." And she knew who they were. And "I have your grandchildren." And then I met my brothers when I was 17 years old. My father had talked about them probably every day of his life to me. And he never got to lay eyes on them again. And then I met them. And so this morning, as I was toiling in prayer around my father, my brother called. I'm connected to him, but we don't talk all the time. But he called to say that his mother, Jackie, died last night. And you just cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. That I have been in toiling and excruciating internal angst around my father. And then this morning, the woman that he never was able to make amends with died. And my brother calls, and I've just been up all night, and so this woman, Jackie, she had like 10 kids. Like, she got married, after, like, she met a man who was in the Marines, took on the 2 children that she had already, Daryl and Sean, who are my brothers, took them on as his own children, loved them completely, entirely. Then they proceeded to have 8 more children together and lived in New York. And so I just, inside of myself, with this Venus, it's literally allowing myself to feel the energy of this experience with my father, because the energy, like, we are an extension of our parents. We are carrying the energetic frequencies, the relational frequencies, right? So whatever was going on with your parents when they made you, right? Like were they happy? Were they sad? Were they in love? Were they, was there chaos? Those energies still live inside of us. So today, I'm literally just soothing my masculine energy with self-love and honoring my father and honoring this woman that he had 2 children with, my siblings, and loving them. I've spoken to both of them this morning and just told them what was going on for me, that I've been in agony really around my father, and here they are burying their mother, you know what I mean? And so it's just really important for us to realize this ancestral thing that we're doing. These ancestral ties are real. These ancestral experiences, they live in our cells, in our body, and the body is keeping the score. One of the things that was really significant is that, my mother and her mother were my mother and my brother's mother. So my mother was Deborah and their mother is Jackie. There was like some little contention between them, right? But both of them were dealing with my father, who was an abuser, and he was an abuser because he just didn't know how to fulfill his dreams. Like, he was just miserable because of the world that we live in as Black people. He was so in agony around being a Black man, and he really bought into this idea that he couldn't live and be happy because of racism and all of these things. And so today I just want to really put that to rest inside of myself. I just want to release and give thanks for that journey and know that there is more to the human experience. There's more available for Black men, and for Black men who want to live in their power and live in their majesty and in their goodness and in their creativity and in their love, right? That can be available not only for women but for Black men as well. And I'm holding the space for that as I hold it inside of myself for my father and my brothers, and all the men in my life. Just this profound love that and knowing that, with Venus, that there is an intellect in our connections, that we are here to help one another heal, that we are here at this time on the planet, that our connections are divine. They are not just, they're not random. They're not, we literally are healing one another at the level of our emotions, at the level of our feelings, at the level of our heart. And that means we need compassion, we need empathy, we need to be able to speak our truths and really trust that, that there is something, that there is a divine guidance in all of this, that there is a divine guidance in all of this. You said this super resonates with me on what made my father act out in abusive ways he did. Yes. Like if we can take the masculine energy within ourselves, because everybody has masculine and feminine, right? And it's this opportunity to look at the masculine energy inside of us and love it, and love the wildness in it, and love the part of it that one. I was talking to my brother this morning, and this is what he said. He said that he's like 59 years old, and he said, I've been married to the same woman for like 20 years, and he said, I really have to admit that I really didn't believe that she was equal to me. Oh! He said, I really didn't believe that my wife was equal to me. I really believed that I was superior to her because I was a man. Because of what the world has told him and what religion has told him, he really believed that. And just hearing him say it was like, I just took it in, like this is the thing that I've been fighting against all my life. I feel like I have met that in every man, that there's a secret inside of them that doesn't believe that women are equal to them, or maybe they believe that women are superior, and so there's a power struggle that goes on, and I meet it in the world. I meet it in racist notions, right? Like I feel like white superior. I meet it in religion, right? Like this idea that Christianity had no deity that's feminine and powerful, right? Christianity removed all the feminine deities out of it and made women whores and harlots, and right. And so inside of us, we contend with these archetypes because they play out in our lives, because we've been indoctrinated in them. And so I'm listening to my brother say, I really believed that my wife was not equal to me. He said that with his mouth. And then I get to remember my father, who behaved in certain ways because he really didn't believe that his wife, my mother, was equal to him. He felt superior. And so I remember in my own mind how I contend with that in myself, right? Like, what does that mean? Asking the deeper questions so that I can really find the truth, and ask that the spirit, the universal spirit, the divine mother, the creator of all of this, the womb, the mother created all of this. Not the divine father, the mother. Yes, they work together, but the originating instant of where there was absolutely fucking nothing, it was feminine. And how is it that we could create something where we would erase ourselves, where we would erase our power, where we would erase our, how did the system get so out of balance that the originating energy is almost silenced? How does that work? And so I get to look inside of myself and ask, because we ignore our feelings. That's the feminine, our feelings. We ignore our feelings. We ignore the magic. We ignore the unseen. We act like the unseen isn't real. We ignore the mystical. We ignore our inner worlds. Because we are doing it ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves by putting all of the attention and the power in the external masculine reality and not honoring the feminine internal reality at all. So I forgive myself. I forgive myself for the ways in which I have abandoned my true identity, my real power, my essence, my feminine glory. I forgive myself. And I ask that I would be restored to my original energy and blueprint of that which is profoundly feminine, harmonious with the masculine, internally and external, and that grace and love would abound. And I know that this is not only true for myself, but for everyone within the sound of my voice. So with that, I say thank you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And let me read the comments. We are learning how to love and forgive. Yes, we are. And I was just speaking about unseen to my little daughters. That's right. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. Thank you all in advance for your donations. Thank you for your love. Thank you for however you share your energy here. Thank you in advance. I really appreciate you guys. I'm so grateful. All right. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.